Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. We are up and running. Let me get the audio right. We're on the good audio. Good. Okay. Welcome to my show, everyone. That's right. I am David Sponheim, the American Original, doing a cooking show, making lasagna, turkey, ground turkey. We've got mozzarella. I had 2 packages of this for $1. I got 2 for 1. It's an amazing deal. I'm accommodating a lot of people tonight, so we're going to be adding a little bit more money than I expected. Not many people can buy meat for $4 a pound, but I bought that ground turkey for $4 a pound, which is good. It's better than what I expected. And right, we're going to be going into this lasagna with a $10 investment for 10 meals. Welcome. Hello, Vaughn. Welcome. And hello, iVlog. Welcome to the show. If you're having any problems with the reception, it's because we are, of course, broadcasting from a laptop. Hey, thanks, man. Hey, and the hair is just part of the whole thing. You know, making low-cost meals is a kind of a science, a home economics science, where you can apply your skills of conservation and save money for your family. Now, turkey lasagna can be stored in the freezer if you have to, and it can be a warm-up meal for the family gathering that you never expected you'd have. So we're expecting carbs. People are complaining about all the carbs I put into Thursdays. I only make carbohydrates once a week, and that's Thursdays. So you got to understand, carbohydrates are a part of your agrarian upbringing. When you were, if you're Indo-European like myself, you're both paleo and carbo. Yeah, both are part of your diet, which you should include. Today we've got $1 for the lasagna. Amazingly, I picked that up for $1, but I've accommodated a little bit more for that. I got this for $1.20. Francisco Ronaldo. I cheated though, because I bought this about 8 years ago. So, but you can still get something like that at the dollar store for $1. Today I bought some Darigold, which is a really good brand of milk out here. Low-fat cottage cheese, which you can use instead of ricotta. And I showed you the 2 packages of mozzarella I got for an incredible deal. But normally you get about $2 here and $2 here. For this was $4 straight up, $3.99. And we're up to 8 with the vegetables. I added it up to $10. So I gave you a leeway there to work with it. All right. We're going to go ahead and get the pan started back here. We put that at level 3. Today I'm going to be cooking on the stove a little bit to make the turkey, and then I'm going to layer it and put it in the oven. So, right. Unsightly cord. All right, I'm going to get into we are on Periscope, yes, and yes, you can see us. I did put the show up, so bear in mind we are up there running. I'm going to put that with this one, if I can. It's not doing it. It's not making the move. There it is. Hey, Steve-O, welcome. Okay. You know, you could cover your microwave with a shield, I suppose. I don't use a microwave generally, and when I do, that's right, oven cooking, Anderson. When I do use a microwave, it's only when I walk away 5 feet away and don't look at it, because there's a lot of evidence that it could lead to cataracts. You don't want cataracts. It could have an effect on your biorhythm too. They've hooked up EKGs and had people standing next to microwaves, and your EKG is altered. And I'm not making this up. There are studies to prove this. So you know something is happening that was not safe. Now, the government never really tested microwaves in the way you'd think they would. They tested the food that came out of it. It wasn't radiated. They didn't test how it affected you while you're standing next to it. So, yeah, I just don't trust being near the microwave. And I would take that caution for all of you. These are common sense things you can do. You know, it's kind of a no-brainer. You don't have to have a brain to think that way. Whoa! Hold on there, buddy. We're going to go ahead and cook up an onion in this meal with the turkey. Now you can put a lot of onion or a little onion. This is equivalent to a medium onion. It's normally a large onion. Organic. I showed you the bag last week. So I would have made a good dad, but I'm not giving that up. You know, there's always a possibility I'll be, you know, handling my clones someday. Hello, clones. Come on in. Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you get that feeling like you want kids, but I don't. I've never had that feeling like I want kids. I just have other things on my mind. If I ever get that feeling when I'm 90 years old, I mean, hey, what's stopping me? If I'm that in good shape, what's stopping me, right? Okay, looking at the onion, we're going to cut it. Whoa! Danger cam. Okay, we're going to cut it with my standard cutting knife here. Nothing special tonight. All right, we got that completely set up. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and put that in the stove. Yeah, there you go. We are getting some DDoS attacks, so if the show drops out, I'll come right back. I just have to switch VPNs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the olive oil, organic extra virgin, the usual approximately 3 tablespoons. It's basically a quick tip. You know, I'll give you a tip. You just tip it over just slightly. All right, groovy. That's great. And we're going to go ahead and throw that in the hot oil. Whoa! Whoa! We're going to go ahead and rinse off some mushrooms. This is my favorite part of the cooking sequence, cutting the mushrooms, because they're so easy to cut. Just lay them down flat, and then boom. This is not no. This is a really nice cleaver. I've had it since 1967. It's a Rogers and Master Yield. They still sell them on eBay. You can look it up. Okay. It's not very sharp. It doesn't really have to. Whoa! And just throw all those mushrooms on top of the onions. Whoa! Okay, we're done. Oh, Italian seasoning, right. You know, I'm going to go with that Finney's Herbs. I've been using that up. I made this out of my own garden. Oregano, basil, and thyme. It's supposed to have marjoram in it to be Finney's Herbs, but I'm going to go with just, they call it Fine's Herbs or Finney's Herbs. Oh, it's so fresh. It's from, you know, when I harvested it this summer. Last summer. I'm just going to sprinkle that on the top here. I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to cut up this red pepper too. I got this for 50 cents. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Lasagna. Uh-oh. Lasagna. Hey, I come from the old days when Chef Boyardee was on TV in the 60s, and, you know, all those kids were eating those little SpaghettiOs things. Yeah, the old days. You don't remember that. Bologna lasagna is not bad. Look, check out the sausage we just got. Sarah picked up a Hillshire Farms sausage at Walmart. You can make this meal out of the sausage too. But $4.99. Can I sing some Christmas carols? No, I don't want to. I don't eat Chef Boyardee anymore, Hot Rails. And back when I was a kid, it was made with sugar, okay? Pork is linked to problems. I wouldn't eat pork myself, but I think that's partly due to the fact that they don't control the diet of the pigs. I recently picked up some organic pork. I was impressed. Pork sausage that was organic. I'm going to use that for my stuffing this Christmas. No nitrates, no MSG, nothing. Organic pork sausage. Uh-oh. We're still talking about that brute, Bruno, Boris, or Johnson. What's going on with him? He's winning in a landslide victory. You think Russians should annex Britain before it's too late? UK is Brexiting. Scotland and Ireland are already filed to leave the UK and restore them the EU membership. Yeah, well, we know that. Ireland's trying to build an insulated economy from Britain. It's part of their Irish resistance. I don't eat anything like that except in soups, Hot Rails. It's diluted down. Christmas politics. You have been violating the laws and terms of service. You have been banned. You know, I have. I've actually thought, wouldn't it be great to make really low-cost frozen entrees for people, and low salt too? Because today I was looking at low salt alternatives, and every single frozen entree is like 500 to 700 to 800 milligrams of salt. I'm going to turn this up a little bit to level 6 now. I'm going to cut the lipstick pepper, then I'll throw the turkey on top once it's kind of glazed the onions and the mushrooms slightly. I don't have any. I don't have any freezer dinners. That's my point. I make these things to put in the freezer for later. Yeah, so we've got an intimate cooking day with Dave. Hope everyone's doing well. We got right into the record, so we got plenty of time to glaze things and get them going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse this pepper off a little bit. And it's not a perfect pepper. I think this pepper could use my Cutco knife. I'm going to use that, which, by the way, is a really good knife. I mean, the problem with the Damask steel knives that we use is the blade can get dull, you know? Whereas one thing about Cutco, and I'll say this as a strong endorsement of that company, they have almost amazing blades. I mean, the blades seem to last forever. I have never had to sharpen this Cutco, and I've had it for nearly 20 years. Has it been that long? Yeah, it has. Yeah, so 20 years ago, I bought this Cutco knife for $30, and I was like really kind of upset because a friend of mine at the time, who's no longer my friend, he kind of came over to my house and forced the sale on me. He said, "I'm not leaving until I have a sale, man." It's like, that's just not what people do with friends, so it kind of ended the friendship. And in this case, I'll use this knife to kind of chop it. Very even slices, could be slivers, it doesn't have to be perfect. The nice thing about cooking is you don't have to be perfect. Everything can be like a rough cut. You just have to be careful. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be careful. And isn't that true in life? Isn't that the ultimate wisdom? Wow. Okay, I'm going to throw these peppers on here right now. Give it a little spin. Nice and sizzly. Now is a good time to put some unique ingredients in. So today I'm going to use Patti LaBelle's number 3 Rich Red blended cayenne and habanero pepper sauce. Thank you, Patti. Patti LaBelle, man, I'm telling you, you're frozen. I'm going to give it a little squirt. Now that's for taste enhancement, and a little salt. Because this ground turkey does not have any added salt in it. Let's see what it has. Yeah, it's only got like 400 milligrams of salt in the whole thing. So, make a surgical cut in the side here. Pull the sheath off and recycle that. Take the plastic and this horrible styrofoam, which shouldn't even be allowed, off of it. And then go ahead and come on over here and I'll show you. I'll just drop it in the pan. Now you can also put Italian seasoning on the outside of this. Now turkey is a low-cost meat, but it's a very tasty and it's a tender meat. So it's not as bad as if you were to put like hard steak in here, it would not work as well in a lasagna. It would have to be a fillet. Okay, make sure the plastic is away from the flame. And just sort of flip it right on there. Like so. Close enough. And I like to rinse the package a little bit before I put it in the garbage, because otherwise it'll smell up to high heaven. Not good. Hey, we've got a little military flyover right now, so you don't mind me saluting. That's the sound of freedom. Freedom. That's what they say. All right. We've got some ground red pepper here from one of these 25-cent containers. I should put some of that in there. It's always good to make sure you taste a little bit of the pepper. You know, don't just put it in there. So, lingering bite. I'm going to say no on that. Yeah, it's just too much a little lingering. The cayenne, I think I did enough with Patti LaBelle. You can put paprika in this for coloring. Yeah, sometimes a turkey doesn't look like dark meat. So if you want to use a little paprika, you can. Not too much, but I'm doing the other side right now. That's good. Yeah, that was just too big of a bite. I'm glad I tasted that. And take a standard spatula, preferably a clean spatula. Sometimes I get a little too quick when I rinse these off. And I'm offline. Okay. Tell me if it is video on. Let's take a look here, folks. Hi. Long time. Name your price. Is video on? Tell me if it isn't. Okay. Take it and do a cross blade thing with this. So kind of go like this with it against the grain. Mix it in there. All right. Okay, now you can cover up the whole dish. And you can top it off with a little bit more seasoning if you want. You know, I'm going to put a little more fines, herbs in there. The important thing with lasagna, you really want that herb taste. And I think I just put the right amount of hot sauce. I don't want too much. Cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and recycle the compost putting that back. It's a pretty cool situation where if you put everything back in the garden, you'll actually have things grow out of the compost heap. We're building a perennial garden here, which is you never have to do anything. I'm picking certain plants like artichoke and asparagus that naturally grow on top of themselves every year. I'm serious. It's kind of amazing. All you have to do is weed. Make sure you get rid of the weeds. Okay. Really good deal on this mozzarella. I think I need to use it up because if I don't use it up rapidly, it was probably ready to eat. Today, this was fresh. So I got this for $1.79. Normally you'd get ricotta cheese, but... And the whole idea of a lasagna, and some people make lasagnas Spanish style and use refried beans and things and beef. Today we're just going to use a standard mix of just the ingredients I'm looking at here. Cottage cheese, mozzarella slices, and this whole container of Francisco Rinaldi is going in the turkey though. So as soon as that turkey's just browned and it looks good, looks like it's cooked, that's when you put your tomato sauce on. All right? Hey, let's do a hashtag purge for this guy. You keep coming in here. I have my IQ revealed online on davidsponheim.com, yes. I don't like to brag about having a high IQ. It's more of a burden than anything. I can't tell you how many days go by where I'm not thinking of so many different things politically that most people don't even factor in. My streams are 5 to 1 a.m. every day, except Sundays. We do Saturdays, yes. Yeah, Name Your Price used to come on our show in 2008. I remember you, man. Yeah. We also have other shows available. If you want to go to coolrock.com, you can check out our various other sites. We have iVlog, Periscope, and Twitch. And many of you are watching us on Twitch in the Just Chatting section. I'm using okay, we're almost there because remember, this is level 6 here. I'm using a lasagna that is oven ready. And normally I wouldn't worry about that, and it doesn't say non-GMO. But it's grown from the finest wheat grown in Canada, so I'm assuming it's not genetically modified. It came out before the GMO standard in Canada. But it's time to eat this up, and it's oven ready, meaning you don't have to boil it in advance. That's the important thing. I don't know what it is, Anderson. All I can tell you is it's an older box from Canada. And it said it's made out of the finest wheat grown in Canada. And I'm assuming that's not genetically modified because Canada has strict standards. America is the one that let the standards loose on wheat. You wouldn't believe what the EPA didn't do on wheat. I can't even tell you. They allowed abuse going on over the past 20 years. Aerial spraying of wheat, seeding the fields with GMO wheat. It's horrible what America has done. I'm going to change all that if I can. We need to get our country back on track toward organic and non-GMO. I mean, Russia already announced that that's what they're planning. And I'm certainly, in favor of cutting back on the use of GMO food in our diet. It's proven to be problematic. All right. Yeah, on Twitch, I'm using a show called Cool Rock Party. And we have the coolrock.com site, so it kind of fits into that. If you want to catch our Twitch link, go to coolrock.com and click the Twitch link in the upper right-hand corner. All right. Canada. Well, it's nice we can just watch news play out every day and talk about it. My favorite songs? Nikki, I can't play that right now. Hang on. We don't do links here. Gotcha, man. Ace of Base, all that she wants. Francisco Rinaldi. This is a 10-year-old jar. Actually, check the date on it. 10 years old, and they last forever. Any type of a jar of tomato sauce. Gonna put that right on there. Now, some people might want to drain the fat. I know, Anderson Cooper, you're watching your waistline. I know you're worried about that, but I wouldn't worry about it, man. Yeah. Throw all that in, everything. You know, I have actual tomatoes, and I think that would be a kind of a nice texture. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I got these for 50 cents a container, organic Hunt's diced petite. I'm going to go ahead and put one of those in there too, because I kind of want the texture. That's important. Okay, you throw that right in there. Okay, I'm just hard cooking this at level 6. So right now it's just nesting with all the other ingredients and blending. Coolrock.com, that's right. Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year. And the new millennial will be an amazing experience. I can't wait to get to 3,000, you know. It's a long haul, admittedly, but we're on our way. 2020, this is going to be great. I mean, think of it. You only have to live another 980 years. Methuselah did it. Yeah, I was going to do it for 7, but I couldn't possibly fit that budget in. And nobody can find food the way I was never arrested. That's absurd. You're insane, man. Yeah, they're saying fake things about me here. You've been to my website many times, Christmas Politics, great. You want to put sugar in the dish? You could, I mean, put some ketchup in there. It doesn't have anything bad. Yeah, it's all good. The turkey is very lean, and it was made with non-hormones and no steroids. That's why I got Genie O. Yeah, I could have bought some off-brand, but it says turkey raised with no added hormones or steroids. It's amazing. And the fat is actually, it's actually not a bad thing. Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to mute you. 95 milligrams times 4. Yep, the turkey has 95 milligrams times 4. If you get the salted one or flavored ones, they're way too high. This is the basic brand. You get the basic brand, don't get the flavored ones. They are just loaded with salt. The tomato sauce is a non-salt Rinaldi. An amazingly good product. One of the best in my opinion. That's one heck of a drink, buddy. It tastes just like a Bloody Mary. And I wouldn't even know what that tastes like because I don't drink, but you know, back in the 50s and 60s, our parents, our grandparents were using these shakers and making these mixed cold drinks after work. It was amazing. Oh. And, you know, nice thing is it's full of lycopene. Yeah. Lycopene's really good. It prevents all kinds of things like prostate cancer. Yeah. Have you had your prostate checked, Hot Rails? Do you check it regularly? Coffee's good too. They say coffee reduces the risk of prostate cancer too. Look at that, man. It's just hard boiling like crazy. Okay, you can turn everything off now. You conserve the heat, let it all just sit, because we're just halfway through the cooking process. I am going to go ahead and I think we'll start with this big one here to make the big one, and I'm going to use a covered casserole, and I'm going to spray it. It's got a little. It's really an old casserole. This is from the 50s, so I'm going to spray it with a little olive oil. My atomizer, which is a great tool to have in the kitchen. Don't use Pam or anything, well, unless of course you want to. But you breathe that stuff when it sprays, the Pam. Duran is getting way ahead. Yeah, it's a comeback, Nikki. Hang on. We've got military men flying over right now, risking their lives to protect our freedoms. Meanwhile, Russia is invested deeply in our own government and probably has hijacked the Trump administration. And the Democrats just know that the half of it. They haven't even scratched the surface on the real inquiry. But that's cooking up politics for you. Trump is deep into the Russians. He must owe the Russian oligarchs some serious money or something. We know he's got $1 billion tied up at Deutsche Bank, which is backed by a Russian oligarch. I know. You know what I like to do is, this particular lasagna it cooks in the oven, right? So what you want to do is just kind of take your cottage cheese here, like that. Take a nice spoon, and you can take a couple pieces of this lasagna. Just kind of like put a little cottage cheese on the top of it and lay it in the bowl, in the pan, right there. All right. You don't have to put it in any fashion. You can. And because these are fairly big, I'm just going to cut them in the size I need. Just put a little of that there. That'll be toward the bottom. Yeah, get it started. I'm going to do all the pans. I've got 3 here. I'm going to put one in here too. I'm going to do them all kind of like a industrial style. I'm going to put oil on all the bottoms of these things. Okay, stop. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little bit of cottage cheese on here just to, top it off. No big deal. I'm basically putting these at the bottom of the dish just to give it a little wetness. Side by side. Day by day. Side by side. Day by day. Oh, sweet Lord, these things I say. Okay, we're just moving on to the next step here. That was a George Harrison song. All things must pass. I think you've seen that. Okay, that was just a starting point. I'm going to save the rest of the cottage cheese for the mid-level. But I'm going to zip open these mozzarella packages with a little scissors. There we go. We're going to use them both. I'm going to just put slices down the middle. When cutting, be sure you're not cutting plastic waste into your dish. It's bad enough we're all eating microplastic. It's okay, David. It hurts when you are stunned. I've never been stunned. Or if I have, actually, I'm not. I got hit by 20 or 25 mosquitoes last summer, and I didn't have one scratch. It was amazing. I'm not here for publicity. No, I'm here to fix the country. I have a much more serious pathway than publicity, sir. Yeah, we're not joking around. Our country's so screwed up, it's beyond belief. You've got an absolute airhead as a president right now, and a whole group of airheads that support him. Okay, I'm just going to prepare this with. I'm probably going to use that spoon to spoon out of it, because I think I could probably. Let's see. No, I'm going to have to slice this. So I'm going to pre-slice the mozzarella. Go straight down with it. Just kind of chunk it out, you know. Get it ready to kind of lay out there. There we go. Mozzarella is hard to deal with. But the nice thing is it all melts together and it softens the pasta inside the oven. I'm going to start preheating the oven at 350. There we go. And run the oven for 350 for about 45 minutes. And then turn it off and let it all set and it'll be done. Now you can add Parmesan to the mix once you have everything going here. This is done, so what I'm going to do is start spooning this in. Let me get a better camera angle for you here. There we go. Okay, just bring the pan close to the other dishes, like so. And give it a good mix, like totally mix it up. This is the sauce that will be the complete ingredient that'll turn everything into scrumptious, tasty pasta. Making sure you break up the turkey into smaller pieces so everyone gets a little bit of it. It's got the red pepper in there and the onion. And what you don't have really at this point, which would be kind of good, is garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out a garlic that I grew. I still have a little bit left right here. And I'm going to prep the garlic right now. I know, Trump eats McDonald's, I know. Is that terrible? Okay, let's push the camera over here now. Whoa. We're going to prep some garlic real quick because I realize this is essential. I can't possibly make a lasagna without garlic. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and press down on these things like I do. Yeah, so about 5 cloves of garlic would be adequate for the meal, if you happen to have some, or garlic powder, either way. Okay. So pressing down helps you remove the hull, which is very simple. All right, and then we'll just lay this garlic out and mince it up, and we'll be good to go. All right, that wasn't too hard. Now, a good vegetable to accompany your meal with would be green beans or something. In fact, I would. They have these on sale right now because they're seasonal because of the holidays. But these are only like $1 for non-GMO beans. I wouldn't put it in the pasta, but if you want to have it on the side, you could. But I've also cooked with Swiss chard, and it has to be cooked with the onions. I've cooked with spinach to add greenery to it, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to go with a standard mix. All right, here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and put the garlic in the sauce because it's going into the dishes either way. Okay. And then mix it up in there so it's not all in one dish. Okay, so a nice spoonful of this. Just kind of line the bottom up right on top of the cottage cheese. Like that. Oh, you got the foot cam. I'm wearing socks, so you can't really see much. Okay, that's the first layer. Right, and then you want to put a slice of mozzarella in each one of these at this level, like right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lay more pasta down. Just put it right on top of the sauce. And you don't have to fill the entire container. It can kind of be in the middle. It's not a big deal. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to go ahead and put a little bit more cottage cheese on top of this. Nothing's perfect. You just kind of blob it in there. Go with more sauce. Okay. Right on top of the cottage cheese. All right. And then do the same with the Parmesan, or with the, do the same thing over and over again. You can even layer them different ways if you want. Crisscross. Doesn't matter. It's not a perfect science. A little more cottage cheese, plop, plop. Fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. All right. Yeah, I didn't put a layer of mozzarella in the last one, but I'm going to go with this layered with mozzarella right now. Okay. Okay, we're good for one more layer, I think. Okay. Right, we're going to put mozzarella down on top of this now. This is your big layer on top, so it has to have more mozzarella as it goes down into the unit. So you can put up to 3 on top of this one. You got a lot of mozzarella. You can use just one package of this. Yeah, we're very accepting of people. We don't try to judge you for who you are. If you happen to choose an alternative lifestyle, that's your choice. Okay, now just cover everything you can with pasta shells. Just cover everything you can. Pasta shells all over. Okay. Pasta fagioli. Okay. I'm going to pull back on one of these layers of. I'm going to pull one of these off of the middle layer here, because I know I'm going to need another layer of cheese. I just realized to portion it all off. So, and I've got enough to cover that. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover that all up with pasta shells. Okay. Not good. I have discovered they are laying on the ground. Hey, we're getting close. Yeah, 17 minutes to start. Okay, I'm going to put everything together. I pulled a little bit of this out. I'm going to go with laying those down after I put more layers of tomato sauce on top here. We're virtually at the bottom of the tomato sauce. Okay. Everything goes in. Whole kitchen sink. Now I'm going to put those layers on top, one on each one. I've got enough Parmesan, I've got enough of the mozzarella to spread over the whole thing. I'm going to take the rest of the cottage cheese and put that on top too. And we're pretty much done with the cottage cheese. All right. Now I have some things I can put along the sides here, like lasagna pieces. There you go. Anything left over can go along the sides. Okay, we're all set. Because this cooks in its own liquid in the oven, yeah, I could have used a few more earlier. It will cook into itself and completely melt on top of itself. So what I'm going to do right now is I realize that I'm kind of a little bit shy of a little bit of the tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and do something a little bit more radical. Okay, I have a little bit more. I've got some non-salted John Muir tomato sauce I got for 99 cents. Yeah, because it seemed like I was a little bit shy on this whole thing, I'm going to go ahead and top everything off with Italian seasoning. Okay? And I'm going to pop open one more can of tomato sauce. Now, this is called flex cooking because I really didn't plan on all this space needed to be filled. And I'm just adding the tomato sauce right out of the can. We're going to top that off with a final layer of mozzarella and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to pour that right on top, along the sides. Preferably you don't want to cook with the lid in there. Because if someone's like chewing into it and they get the lid, that's not good. You know, it's like, oh, hey buddy, you've got a lid in here. All right, make sure everything's nice and moist. It's important. We're going to put the, on top of each one, we're going to put nice big chunks of mozzarella. And notice I saved some of this, so it worked out pretty well. I'm going to put this one over here. Okay, if anything's sticking out, put it down the side. There you go. And I'm going to top it off with a little bit of Parmesan. Adding to the myth that I'm a robot, I'm carrying forth with the entire act. Let's do the Parmesan cheese now at this top here. All right. You're all set. You have a little more sauce. You want to get rid of that. Put it in areas that look like it needs a little bit of moisture. Because you don't want the thing to be less on moisture, because that pasta will soak up all that moisture and make it nice and kind of a full meal. It's fantastic, Mr. Trump. Kwame Jackson was fantastic. That's my favorite scene of Celebrity Apprentice. Kwame Jackson was fantastic. You know, you can even put a little bit of water in the pan and put that in there too. Everything goes in. Kwame Jackson was fantastic. So why do you feel that you should stay as a Celebrity Apprentice? Well, Mr. Trump, I'm the most qualified. You know what he did for that guy? He bought him an education. Yeah, he got him a 2-year education at a local junior college. That was pretty nice of him, you know. Okay, he's ready to go now. Cover that puppy up. Open that oven and load your dishes. Gentlemen, load your dishes. You ready? We're dropping them in now. You may have oh, there's a foot camera. Foot camera, folks. Okay, there's 1. 2. 3. Close the oven and wait another 45 minutes and it's done. You can wait an hour if you want. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, everybody, that's as close as I can get you to the finished product. As usual, with every one of these shows, we sometimes don't show the final product, but you know what it's going to look like. It'll all meld together. All the juices of the tomatoes will go into the pasta, making that pasta ever so tasty. Well, let's be clear. I'm going to sign off now and check you guys on the flip side. We'll go into the other room in about 2 minutes. We'll be ready to go. All right. Thanks for coming in to America's Third Party and my show. Appreciate it. See you in a bit. That's right. I'm David Spahn. I'm the American Original.